What's up everyone and welcome to the club. In today's video, I'll show you how to create a simple sketch illustration of a pumpkin. Now for today's lesson, I'll be drawing with a black 4B pencil. Now you can start with any shape you'd like, but we're going to start with a basic heirloom pumpkin shape. Let's start from the very top. We're going to start by sketching out an oval. We'll start with the left side, just using these short choppy lines. Now this doesn't have to be perfect on the first try. You can go back and just readjust this. Just come down to the bottom. I'm just going to go back and just readjust the outside, just smoothing out that oval until you get the right shape. Now that we have the basic shape of our pumpkin, we'll add some guidelines. Let's start by adding a line coming down the center, starting from the top of our oval in the center, come all the way down towards the bottom of our page, and extend that up towards the top. Let's rotate our pumpkin so we see the bottom edge of the stem. From the top of our oval, we'll step down, sketch a smaller oval going around. Now let's curve the stem going up and out towards the right. Starting from the left side of that oval, go up, across the center, and then out towards the right. Now let's go over towards the right side. We just want to make the stem go a little bit narrower as you go up. Go up and then across. Let's close off the end with an oval. Coming around towards the bottom, go around the outside. Now that we have the basic shape and the stem, let's start separating out the sections. We're going to start over on the left side at the base of the stem. Just going to bend this out towards the left, and then just bring that back in towards the bottom of our oval, just on the left side of that center line. Now we're going to go over towards the right and curve in the opposite direction. Let's add another section along the side. Let's start from the left side of that oval, and the stem going out, round this out, and pull that back in towards the bottom. Let's line this up on the right and do the same thing, going around and then back in towards the bottom. Let's add another section along the side. Starting from that same starting point, it's going to bend this up around the side of our oval, come down. Now along the bottom, I'm just going to tuck this in. Just going in behind that line. Do the same thing on the right. Going all the way around, just following our oval, and just tuck that in along the bottom. Let's add some shape to the bottom. We're going to take these 2 points, just going to connect it with a curve coming down the middle and then back up. And we'll tuck the sides coming down and just pull that up underneath. Now you want to do the same thing along the top. So the top center panel is going to overlap the stem, going up and then down. Let's go to the side, curve this up, and then bend that down. Let's add a couple more sections along the back. Starting from the top of this curve, we go up, and then bend that down in behind the stem. And we'll just see the edge of the back sections going in behind that stem. Now that we have a rough sketch, let's go back and erase that center guideline. Just erasing the contents inside the stem. Coming down towards the bottom. Now I'm going to go in with the side edge of my pencil and add a light shade to the inside of the pumpkin and the stem. So we're going to start with each section. You can see that I'm holding my pencil a little bit further back from the tip, and this will help control the pressure. So I don't want to go too dark. And go up and fill in the stem. Now let's go back in with the tip of our pencil and refine these lines. And we're also going to add a little bit more shape and definition as we go. So we don't want a smooth curve, we're just going to bend this around, adding a few little bumps along the way. Come down towards the bottom. Just work our way up along the right side. Again, we're just going to start with that center section first, and then we'll work our way out. Now going over toward the left, and just defining the outside edges. Again, I don't want my pumpkin to look too perfect, so I'm just adding a few little curves and bumps. We can also add a little bit of a sag along the bottom of the pumpkin, just to give it a little bit of weight. So just bulging this out, and pulling that back in. And from here, just work our way around the right side. Now with the stem, we just want to bend this down and then out in behind those ridges. And trace the outside. And I'm just going to lightly add a little bit more shape and cracks along the front edge. I don't want to go too dark. Let's go back and finish off the back. Now we're going to add a guideline across the left side of that stem, going up using the side edge of our pencil. Now this is to add some shadow on the right. So the light's going to come down, add a highlight along that left side. So we'll start with that guideline, and then we'll just darken up the right, starting a little bit darker along that edge, and then just blending that out. I'm just going to fade this up towards the tip of the stem. And we'll go back to the tip of our pencil and just clean up that shading. Add a little bit more shadow on the top, and then bring that down, just enhancing that crack. Lightly shade in the tip of the stem. Now you can go in and add some spots inside the stem. A few little cracks along the inside. And now I want to sketch a guideline for that highlight across the top left side. So starting from the outside, just lightly add this curve going across and then up towards the right. And this will help us with our shading. Now from the inside of this section, I'm just going to darken that up and then just fade that out. Just going to start off a little bit rough and come back and add some more detail after. The same thing in the next section. Just lightly shade in the sides of that middle section. And darken up the bottom. And just working our way over towards the right. Just bringing that shadow across from that line. I'm just going to catch a little bit of highlight along the back, along that top edge. And then again, we're just going to darken up that shading across that bottom of the pumpkin, going up towards this curve that we created. So go up and just blend that out. Now there's a light impression in the center of each section. I'm just going to darken that up in the middle and just blend that down. Moving out to the side and doing the same thing in the center. And when you go to the tip of our pencil, just darken up that contrast. Just adding that shadow along the bottom edge of the pumpkin. And then again, just blending that up. And you can see that as we start to add these shadows, we get a little bit more shape to each of these sections. Give it a little bit more roundness. Now we're going to add a shadow across the bottom of our pumpkin, across the surface of the table. Just going to darken up that area, just underneath. Now we're going to pull that shadow over towards the right side. So again, the light's coming down from the top left, across, and just casting that shadow down. Going back to the side edge of our pencil, just going to fade out that shadow. Now the final step is just adding those little details. Little bumps, little imperfections. These spots along the skin. And as we get closer to the end, I'll tighten up my shadows and always be sure to sign my artwork. And that's pretty much it. That's how we create a sketch illustration of a pumpkin. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. If you did, please make sure you subscribe because I'm posting new lessons every single day. You can also drop your request in the comments below. I want to thank you for watching and I'll see you again soon.